and welcome back to the M2 Podcast. I'm your host, Michael Anthony. My co-host right here is KyleHeath. This is the show where we cover gaming industry-related news. This week, we're going to be talking a little bit about how Ubisoft Forward is kind of axed. It doesn't exist anymore, apparently. Not really. We don't know. There might be another one next year, but it's definitely not coming this summer. Valorant is switching over to Unreal Engine 5. There was also a demo for Unreal Engine 5 that was showcasing The Witcher 4, which honestly looked freaking awesome. The only thing that it reminded me of was like Tomb Raider or Rise of the Tomb Raider. First time I ever saw that trailer. That was amazing, amazing game. And then we're gonna finish off with just covering like 007. And quite honestly, I can't remember the last time I saw a 007 game. And it's gonna be a welcome change because those games used to be the best on like the N64 days and even Xbox. But how you doing, Kyle? How you been? What have you been up to?
See, you said that, now you got me. You only had me thinking about the 007 like main theme music in GoldenEye, where it's like the
Oh
and then
yeah,
there's
dude,
like
so iconic.
there's a clip of that guy playing it, and he's doing like all the instruments at
Oh
once. It's
yeah,
crazy. So
and he's like,
and he's like bumping.
yeah, oh yeah, bumping up and down.
Ding,
Sorry for
ding,
the people
ding.
that are only listening.
Oh man,
By the way, we're
so
on
good.
Spotify, YouTube, and all the other video apps. But the
Everywhere.
point is, it's just like I know which like TikTok video you were talking about. I think it went viral in like during the Panini that happened 4 years ago.
I think it did.
And they were like, "Hey, can you make this new soundtrack for this video game? Don't just like keep it low key." He goes, "Yeah, yeah, sure, no worries." And then just creates absolute fire. Every single song is a bop. It's so sick, dude.
So good.
There's actually a I believe there's a video game conference, video game convention in Greenville, South Carolina in maybe this month or next month. It's next month. It's mid next month. Now that my memory is serving me. And the guy who created a couple of the old soundtracks for like Donkey Kong and also played the voice of DK for the N64 is going to be there. Let me see if I can actually remember what it is. It might be like retro game conference or something like that.
You've piqued my
Let's see.
interest.
Yes, it's in Greenville, South Carolina. Let's see if I can get the actual name. Southeast Game Exchange is what it is. July 18th to the 20th. I unfortunately can't go down there. But there's a couple of people on there that I was like really surprised to see. You got Grant Kirkhope, who is the voice of DK. Shelly Blonde, who's apparently like Tomb Raider. You got Colleen, who I can't read her name. O'Shaughnessy? Colin O'Shaughnessy. That is a very Irish name. Might be the like voiceover for Tales. They have each one of these characters, or not characters, people with the respective characters next to them. There's Resident
Okay.
Evil, Nick Postolides. I'm probably butchering their names. And then I believe there's a cosplayer, Kira Buckland. Anyways, there's like it's an entire weekend thing, and it's going to be in the Greenville Convention Center. So if you're interested in that, yeah, definitely go check it out. They also do a bunch of showcases just in the Carolinas in general. You ever pay attention to how many people are out here that are like big into video games in the Carolinas?
It's
There's a
crazy.
buttload of old like content creators. Like Mr. Beast is from Greenville, North Carolina. There's a bunch of content creators from this area, a bunch of old Halo pros that like picked off during like Halo 2, Halo 3 era. Even some Halo CE. So it's like kind of crazy how many.
Mm.
It's kind of a gaming centric area. Very
Really
weird,
is.
but cool. It's kind of
Yeah.
like how Ohio just builds esports players.
It's just built celebrities.
Quite seriously, like in terms of esports, they got it all, man. Ohio crushes it.
It's true, dude.
Yeah.
Very true. Anyways, what I did this week.
Oh yeah.
So I did I think the only thing I played was a little bit of Split Fiction.
Oh yeah.
I got a couple
Nice.
hours in. Dude. Can't wait to jump back in. I absolutely
How
can't
far
wait.
you get?
Like so 2 hours in, so I think we just got, I guess, I hope I'm not spoiling much, but we just got to the part where one character is a monkey and the other is a fairy. It's probably
Yeah,
all anyone
that's
needs to know.
dude. Quite honestly, that's exactly where my buddy and I got to, and then we were like, "All right, we'll put this down. We'll come back." And then we have. It's been a month. We haven't been back, so I actually need to mention to him like, "Hey, dude, hockey season's over. You don't have anything going on right now. I'm busy as all get out, but, like, jump online real quick. Let's
This is
start
fine. It's
playing
fine
some
in an
more.
hour.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude. Yeah, dude. No, I'm excited to jump back in though. We've been doing like the side stories and stuff too, the little like side
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of stuff. We've been doing it all, and yeah, it's really interesting. I think the way they're the way they built up the previous kind of like cyberpunk style world was really
Oh, yeah.
interesting. Like the story behind
Yeah.
that, I was like, it was like we were like my buddy and I were both like, okay, it's a little corny, but like the visuals and stuff is insanely good, so it kind of makes
Oh,
up
yeah,
for
it's one of the
the weird like kind of story they have behind it. But um,
I think that's kind of the
yeah,
point, though. It's like, it's all supposed to be surface level first, and then it's gonna go deeper and deeper and deeper.
yeah,
That's the impression that I get, because
I think you're right.
yeah, it's just one of those game developers where they always like, there's a bigger meaning to it all.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. I mean, It Takes Two, dude. There were, like, people in freaking tears playing that game.
Oh yeah.
Have you questioning your reality with your significant other. It's like, "What's going on, dude?"
I'm telling you, man. It's I don't know. It's I've enjoyed it so far. I can't wait to jump back in and continue
Very nice.
playing. I think it's yeah. Again, like with anything, it's like I get into it and I'm like pissed at myself for not actually like trying to make it a priority sooner. But here we are. So finally got around to it. Feeling good.
I
A
feel
couple
that.
hours in. We're just trying to finish sooner rather than later. It'll probably take us. It's probably gonna take us a while because we only have like a few hours a week right now we can play. So
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to do as much as we can.
Yeah, the problem is just the organizational skills that it takes nowadays. It's tough, man. Everybody's busy. Everybody has things going on. Especially with It Takes Two, where, well, that style of game with split fiction, you have to have the other person available.
You do,
It's
certainly do.
tough.
Yeah, his schedules have to align and everything, so we'll see. Hoping to finish it soon, but I guess it depends on how big the sessions we can get over the next few weeks. So looking forward to it
Very
nonetheless.
cool.
See, I played that. Um, I don't think I played anything else, honestly. I was trying to think of anything that came to mind. Um,
No
probably like
Smite, even though you're wearing a Smite shirt.
yeah, even though I'm wearing the shirt. No, we didn't play. Like I said, we played the week before last, but yeah, we never jumped back in. We were like joking about it. Like I think they just added Scylla to Smite 2. I just bought my mic. They just added Scylla to Smite 2, and yeah, it's like one of those characters that is always insanely fun. She was insanely fun in the first game, and so we were like joking about it, like, oh, we gotta go jump back in and play Scylla. So I don't know, we'll see. Hopefully,
Oh,
soon
yeah.
we'll hop back on. But yeah, so nah, dude, haven't gotten another session in since. But
Oh, bummer, man.
what about you,
Bummer.
Mike? What about you, man?
For me, I played a bunch of Splitgate. Been enjoying that game. It took me a while. I had to reprogram, so I use a PS5 Edge controller.
Mm.
And initially, when I was playing it, I was using the Thrustmaster because it has like 4 buttons on the back. And for Splitgate 1, you really needed to use that. Uh, I found a lot of benefit in using all 4 buttons on the back because you can open up a portal and then close it immediately afterwards, right after you leave, and you can really get perfection with the portals and how you use them. But with Splitgate 2, it's a little bit easier to navigate the portal usage, and it's a little bit more forgiving on how precise you need to be when you like aim towards the walls to portal through them. So because of that, I switched away from the Thrustmaster and went to the PS5. And with the PS5 Edge controller, I had to like reprogram the whole freaking thing. Because when the I bought it when it first came out, like right away, and there wasn't really a PlayStation accessories app on the PC, so you could edit anything. I had to use like third party dev accessory modules to figure out how to reprogram and remap my buttons and also have it native for video games too, because some games wouldn't really recognize it properly. It would come out as being like, let's say, a PS4 controller or a like a default PS4 controller without any buttons attached, or a Xbox 360 controller. I was like, dude, what
What?
is going on? It was like,
What?
yeah, it was very, very frustrating. But I finally got it to work, and I started playing that. And it's like, dude, I'm like locked in. It's really smooth now. It's really fun. I'm like customized my controller a little bit better for the profile, and I'm just excited to be playing that game. Uh, I definitely did play a lot of Marvel Rivals as well, but I think outside of that aspect, my buddy Eli, who's like a caster for Halo and LVT and stuff like that, Eli the Ninja, he lent me his Xbox for the Charlotte LAN that happened like a month and a half ago, probably 2 months now. It feels like. Yeah, so he lent me that so we could use it for the LAN. One of his Xboxes was busted, so I ordered a couple of like adapters for old school hard drives, and I reformatted, reprogrammed, and I did all these things to get it back up and running. And dude, it took a while to like actually get it working, but it was so satisfying because like I thought I bricked one of the hard drives by transferring too much data over and filling up a partition space of the hard drive, and then it failed to boot the dashboard anymore. I'm like, oh my god, I don't know what to do. I'm like trying to
Oh,
like yeah, and then I figured it out and I fixed it. And I was like, okay, heck yeah, like we're good. And then I documented everything and I made sure everything was backed up, but like put it on a USB drive for him to save to his computer, or I'll just keep on to the hard drive. And at some point, I got to reach out to him and just be like, "Yo, I'm gonna be down in like your neck of the woods because being in Charlotte is such a massive city.
yeah,
We know where each other live, but it's like it's kind of it's not out of the way, but it is one of those like we have to kind of organize a little bit.
yeah,
I can't just yeah. It was like I'm not gonna go drive 10 minutes down the road. It's like that's convenient for somebody that lives in the country because 10 minutes down the road is anywhere.
yeah,
But, like, for me, it's like, dude, I had to put up with traffic. I have to put up with people that are not used to, like, driving in the city. Yeah, so yeah, but that was satisfying and just work's been, like, kicking my butt.
yeah,
But
dude.
yeah.
Yeah, man. That work stuff, dude. I've been been a part of those conversations, so
Mm.
I
It is what it
man,
is.
it is it is what it is.
That's quite literally, like, what I've been saying.
It's always what
Um,
it always.
yeah, it's one of those things where I listen to a whole bunch of podcasts and a whole bunch of videos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And now I'm going back into the early 2000s music that I hadn't listened to in a long time.
There you go.
Dude, I was like, on the drive into work, bro, I was listening to Avril Lavigne. Like,
Yep.
just old music.
But
Um, yeah, it was kind of funny because I'm over here listening to it, and I was just like, "Where was I when this came out?" I was like, "Oh my god, I'm old." Yeah, but it's cool though. Yeah, it's been fun. But I'm most excited to talk about like Unreal Engine 5, the trailer that did you send that to me today or yesterday?
It was yesterday, I think.
Yeah, dude,
It's
my days are
crazy.
blending.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy, man.
Yeah, it
Dude,
was
it's
absolutely phenomenal.
yeah, I was like genuinely impressed, especially when they started. We'll definitely get into that. But yeah, it's
Oh
crazy.
yeah.
It's crazy.
Oh yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Let's jump into something a little bit kind of a bummer and then we'll get
Mm,
into
yeah.
the fun stuff.
The bummer for sure. So GameSpot first article of this week comes from a Darren Bointhius. Bointhius. That's a crazy last name. Bointhius.
Montes? No,
Bointhius.
you're right. I don't even
Bointhius.
know.
I don't. Darren
Montuous.
wrote for GameSpot. Ubisoft, however you want to say it. Their Forward is not coming this summer, the company says. Ubisoft won't be hosting a dedicated showcase this year. There'll be no shortage of developer showcases this month, but don't expect a Ubisoft to make an appearance, though, through its annual Ubisoft Forward presentation. This is the first time that Ubisoft is not holding a showcase since it began hosting them in 2020. And it'll instead have a presence at events like Summer Games Fest and the PC Game Show. We are always eager to connect with our players and showcase our games, a Ubisoft representative said to Game Files. Stephen Totillo. That's such like a
Totitos?
Stephen
I'm kind of hungry,
Tortillo.
sorry.
I'm sorry, Steve. We are continuing to explore opportunities to share updates. We look forward to providing more information at a later date. It's not too surprising to hear that Ubisoft won't have a dedicated showcase, as it recently announced that it had delayed multiple upcoming games. The company didn't name any of them specifically when it dropped this news during its latest earnings report, but it mentioned that some of its biggest productions are affected. Ubisoft did reveal a rough timeline for when players will see significant content coming from our larger brands. And it looks like new releases will roll out during its 2026-2027 financial years, April 1st, 2026 to March 31st, 2027, including the long in development Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake by March of 2026. As part of its cost-cutting efforts during a challenging 2025, Ubisoft made a major change to its organization. The company created a new dedicated subsidiary to focus on its Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six franchises, with Tencent investing 1.25 billion USD in a minority stake in its new initiative.
Yikes.
There have also been mass layoffs and studio closures at Ubisoft, resulting in 185 people losing their jobs, and the shutdown of XDefiant earlier this year, which, by the way, shut down like 2 days ago. It's like literally
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
it's official a couple days ago. So Ubisoft, man, didn't have jack to show. I mean, they're probably going to show some at Summer Games Fest, like they said, um, but not enough content for their own thing. Are we surprised, Mike? Are we surprised?
No, not really. I mean, we've kind of been yapping the last 2 years, you think, of just how the downfall of Ubisoft has been so real. And it's only going to get worse, I think. You can't keep relying on old IPs and just hoping for nostalgia to sell. It's you got to create good products and good games. And
Gotta
I feel like
switch
there
it up.
is kind of like I do feel like they're unjustly targeted for certain like social justice warrior allegations here and there for certain topics, but I don't think that's the full reason why people are kind of pushing back in terms of game sales, and just not having anything for Ubisoft Forward is kind of sad. I mean,
Yeah,
they're going to show something off for Summer Games Fest, but how many years in a row have they been able to do both, or at least a teaser?
something, right? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a dude, yeah, Ubisoft's down horrendous, but you can only hope that if they're gonna take this year off, you better have something smacking for next year. You're really gonna not do a showcase, man. You
Jokes.
cannot flop next year, or else it's over.
Oh, I mean, it kind of it's sort of the beginning of the end because what happens with these companies that are so big, and this just goes across the board, not just like game developers or when you start sectioning off your company and breaking it down publicly to a certain subsect so that other companies can come in and invest, it's like they're gonna want their money back. Like Tencent coming in and saying 1.25 billion and investing in a minority stake, it's like they're buying a section of that company. And what they wanted to buy was Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six. Now, I don't think like these are all negotiations behind closed doors, right? I don't think Tencent really went up to Ubisoft and was like, "We want to give you this amount of money." I think Ubisoft went to Tencent and was like, "Hey, can you help us out? How much do you want to invest to take? Like, we're willing to share a stake of our company." And then Tencent probably came back and was like, "Well, all your other products not very good, but we'll take Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six, but you need to break that off from the rest of your products that aren't very profitable or very successful." Because if you think about it, it's like Far Cry sells almost every time, but Assassin's Creed sells regardless of the situation, and then Rainbow Six franchises. And this is coming on the heels of us just finding out that Assassin's Creed Black Flag, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag might be having a remaster.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like who kind of pushed that? Ubisoft's not really super known for remasters, are they? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I mean, where's our Splinter Cell remaster? How many times have we been blaming that?
There was rumors this week that apparently like people have actually been seeing there's like
But
something going on with Splinter Cell that actually looks
but
decent.
but that's what I'm saying though, is like if Tencent didn't get involved with their investment and get a stake of the company where they can basically kind of force feed decision makers' hands, like, you know what I mean? Would there be a possible remaster or remake? That's kind of my take.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I think I mean there's a chance that it couldn't have happened at all. Um but yeah, I mean they need something. I mean, I think with Assassin's Creed, it like at least last Assassin's Creed Shadows didn't perform horribly.
No,
It still did well enough. So there's it's like one of those things like yeah, you could slap the IP and it's but like I think the cells and stuff and like how it performs is just good enough. It's not unless you really like go crazy and innovate. It's not gonna surpass expectations. So I don't know,
no.
that's just my view of it. So they need something, man. They need something. They need to hit next year. If they don't hit, it's just over, man. It's GG's.
But
It's
we've been
Jover
saying it for
with
a
a
while.
J.
I mean, we've been saying for a while the same thing with EA, but EA has like they always have their sports to back like back
Yeah.
themselves. Yeah, we'll see.
And, you get your split fish and published, then,
Yeah, that helps.
don't
That
forget
helps a
your
lot.
EA,
Yeah, that's a fact.
Crazy,
All right,
man.
brother. We jump into the next one.
Talk about the Valorant.
Valorant. All right, so this was come from Tom Warren. We have covered him countless times. If you don't know, he's been an editor and publisher and writer and all these different things for the last like 20 freaking years. So he's pretty big. He's over at The Verge. He wrote an article called Valorant is switching to Unreal Engine 5 and finally adding replays. To be honest, I thought they always had replays. So
They did not.
that's kind of news to me. Did you know that?
I think at one point
Yeah.
there was people like, replays would be nice, but they just never.
Yeah, it could be one of those ones that are just like, oh yeah, that would be a good idea. It's kind of crazy how successful Valorant's been. You
Yeah,
know?
always.
Yeah. Yeah, so let's just go ahead and get into it. So Riot Games is what he starts off with. Riot Games is planning to switch Valorant, its popular first-person tactical hero shooter, over to Unreal Engine 5 in July. Just a month away, guys. Crazy. So the engine upgrade from Unreal Engine 4 is part of a number of new changes coming to the shooter over the coming months, including a replay system in September. Valorant has been running on Unreal Engine 4 since a beta of the game originally released in 2020, and Riot Games has been using Unreal 4 for more than 10 years to build the game. The upgrade to Unreal 5 will arrive with patch 11.02 at the end of July, and Riot is promising it shouldn't disrupt gameplay. That's what they always say. And then my GPU gets absolutely cooked. Uh, Nah, it's kind of cool. The game's overall look and feel should be familiar, and Riot says the engine upgrade will improve frame rate performance and make patch downloads faster in the future. It'll be interesting to see what else this game engine or this engine upgrade unlocks, particularly whether Riot will improve character models and animations in the future. Valorant players that log in while patch 11.02 is live will get a special gum buddy to commemorate the upgrade. I'm not too interested in that. That's a good point. The more realistic you can be with Unreal Engine 5 because it allows like more and more elements in the rendering process and less power runs more efficiently, the more precise you can be in first person shooters. So that's kind of interesting, you know?
It's true.
Because like think about it this way, like back in the day, what COD 4 or Modern Warfare when people are doing those 360 no scopes and crap, like turn their look sense up to 10 and
Yep.
then just hitting the trigger and they're relying on like bullet magnetism in a way where they're just swiping so fast to get the headshot or get the kill or
It's
like
complete. Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of an abuse of how the game engine works. You being super precise kind of makes it more skill based in a way. With by super precise, I mean the character models, the rendering, and like how better the engine is. At that point, it's quite literally only the internet that's the issue, skill issue.
Yep.
Anyways, I kind of dissect. What's it called? Uh, Whatever.
Digress.
Went off track. Digress. Thank you.
Digress.
So the second big upgrade coming to Valorant later this year is the long requested replay system. It will arrive on PC first in patch 11.06 in September. So you have to wait a couple more months, followed by a release on the console later this year. The replay system will let you analyze recently played competitive games at launch, and Riot is looking at adding more modes later. The replay system should help players report cheating or bad player behavior in Valorant, and Riot is also adding multi-factor authentication to the game to help with smurfing in the competitive modes, where higher ranked players log into accounts to boost them. Oh, come on. We all know what smurfing is. You'll also soon be able to report accounts that are abusing rank or matchmaking. That is annoying, to be honest. Valorant's upcoming 11.0 patch later this month will also add a new map to the game, and it will be available in the competitive mode on day one. Interesting. During the initial patch cycle of 2 weeks, rank rating RR losses on this new map will be cut by 50% while Valorant players get used to playing this new map. All
That's
right,
nice.
yeah, cool. I kind of like it. It is sort of wild though. Like if we think about this, they have a kernel level anti cheat, and now they're worried and asking you to do two-factor authentication. That's
And dude,
wild. And what I understand, they're also working on a AI program that's going to be used to profile who you are as a player to get rid of smurfing altogether. And they're testing it out on Valorant.
Yeah. Looking for play
Eh,
patterns. What seems off? What seems a little too robotic? Bam.
Yeah, it's
It.
like they land exactly on the same coordinates on the same place on somebody's head every single time. It's like,
Something gets sus. Then you're gonna see
whatever.
articles. Pro gets banned. You're like, what?
Yeah, it is kind of wild. Top comment, one of the top comments that came out like 5 or 6 days ago, like last week. Valorant on Unreal Engine 5 before Rocket League Unreal Engine 5 is diabolical. And they're not wrong. Imagine Epic Games going out and buying Rocket League and putting it on Unreal Engine 5. That game's just might be too old because it came out like 2014. I think the first
It's a
Rocket
pretty
League.
old game.
Yeah, that's not. It's probably not as easy to upgrade. I'm sure by now, dude. It's been 10 years. They have to make a new one. They have to.
It, I mean, yeah. I'm kind of shocked there isn't a successor.
Yeah, man.
On.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Where's my Rocket League 2?
Where is it?
What would you even call it? Like, would you call it Rocket League 2?
Pocket Rocket.
That's something else entirely.
I guess forgive me for trying to spitball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like, what's the successor to a league?
Rocket Champions.
Yeah, no, I don't like your ideas. Let's move on. Do you watch competitive Valorant at all?
I haven't in a long time. I used to, but I haven't in years.
How do they do replays in Valorant, like competitive leagues?
Well, like I mean, I think in competitive they would just like have a constant recording going. So if they were to reshow a play, I mean, they probably just have someone cutting in real time, and they just said, "All right, here's your clip," and just play it on the stream, and it's like that's what we just saw kind of thing.
That's true. You could do that. That's kind of what they've always done in most like shooters back in the day.
Yeah.
It's just a whole lot of effort.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot, yeah, but just how it is, man. It's all you got sometimes, Just
yeah, true.
I think there's like a pretty sure there is like a theater mode too. So I mean, I guess you can go back and check your gameplay and stuff like that. But
can you spectate as well?
I think there was a spectate. Like if you die and stuff, like obviously you spectate.
Yeah.
Is there like a external spectate like outside of match? I don't know. I mean probably for competitive setting, sure, but
yeah.
I don't know if there's like, yeah, maybe in custom. I don't know. I would assume, but it's kind of crazy. Look, I think, especially when we talk about the Witcher stuff, I think this will make a lot more sense too. Is in terms of like the performance improvements that Unreal Engine 5 can provide, and like how it's like the level of detail and fidelity it provides and the optimization they've achieved to like hit this level of graphical fidelity, but still maintain a very high frame rate. It's getting crazy. It's getting more and more impressive as Unreal Engine 5 is upgraded. So I totally believe them when they say that the performance improvements will be had with this upgrade because it would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, let's go ahead and dive into The Witcher 4 so you can talk about the rest of the upgrades that are coming to Unreal Engine 5 and maybe
Let's
even like
talk
show
about
some of it.
Let's talk about it. I pulled this from Video Games Chronicle. I originally pulled it from The Verge, but then they wanted me to pay for the article. Like,
we don't do that here.
What do I look like? Anyways, Witcher 4 tech demo shows off footage running at 60 FPS with ray tracing on, get this, a base PS5. Not even a Pro mic, a base PS5.
That is pretty insane. Yeah.
The demo shows how.
Too.
It does, dude. The demo shows how the game could look on a standard PS5. It's important to keep in mind. And, they talk about this as well if you actually go and watch the footage, but this is very much a tech demo. It's not a part of the game at all. It's just showing off aspects in the world of what Witcher 4 could be. So it's very, they always preface it with that, and it's like, this is a tech demo. It's obviously we're nowhere near done with the game. Just giving you an idea of where we're at with Unreal Engine 5 and how, and this thing, I mean, couple years from now, probably won't get this game for another couple years, and I assume it's going to be probably even better than this by the time we get there. So it's kind of wild that we're here already, anyways. Gameplay-based tech demo of The Witcher 4 has been shown off during an Unreal Engine showcase. The State of Unreal presentation opened with CDPR developers taking the stage to show a technological showcase set in the world of Witcher 4, running on a PS5 with ray tracing enabled. There's been some updates article. I'll talk about that later. While it wasn't confirmed that what was shown was actual gameplay, which I think they later said, I'm trying to see the updates. CPR has confirmed to VGC that they have that what was shown wasn't Witcher 4 gameplay, but a tech demo set in the Witcher 4 world. Yeah, so that's like one of the updates. And that's what CDPR, because I remember hearing that. Like CDPR was like, they were very upfront about like, look, this isn't gameplay. Like we're showing you what the engine's capable of, and that's it.
Yeah.
So it's like, don't get too excited.
Because it looks so sick.
Yeah. So the demo shows Ciri, the protagonist of the next game. Make sure my phone didn't go off. Every time I say that, I'm just like, my phone's gonna listen to me. Protagonist of the next game exploring a town in the land of Kovir, which CDPR confirmed will serve as a setting for the next game and interacting with NPCs. The demo was used to highlight the power of Unreal Engine 5, which can render significantly more complex scenes while costing less from a power perspective. Unreal Engine 5 could also build far more complex sets for players to explore, as shown off via a market with detailed stalls and other objects. Epic didn't show off how the game's animation system has been redesigned, using the example of Ciri getting on her horse. No matter which angle the player approaches the horse from, the game will adapt and produce a bespoke animation that looks natural. It's showing a little bit, but yeah, the horse stuff's kind of cool. I mean, like you see like the muscle movements of like the horse makes and how the texture, the textures are really kind of shown as the horse moves. I did see comments of people talking about this, and that's a good point. Like there was something similar shown whenever Red Dead 2 came out, so it's kind of like Rockstar was a little bit ahead of the game on that. But I mean, it's cool to see, I guess, Unreal caught up. So we started our partnership with Epic Games to push open world game technology forward, said CDPR co-CEO Michael Nowakowski. Crazy. Nowakowski? Yeah. To show this early look at the work we've been doing using Unreal Engine running at 60 FPS on PlayStation 5 is a significant milestone, a testament at the great cooperation between our teams. But we're far from finished. I look forward to seeing more advancements in expiring technology from this partnership as development of Witcher 4 on Unreal Engine 5 continues. First trailer for The Witcher 4 was shown at the Game Awards in December of 2024, revealing that the game will follow Ciri, last seen in Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. In an interview with VGC, narrative director Philip Weber said he knew the decision to change the Ciri's protagonist would be controversial with some fans, and that the team wants to prove it was the correct choice for the game. Weber said he understood where the negativity for some fans was coming from, as he also loved playing as Geralt in the previous games. Said if that's what some fans think, then that's a valid concern that the team wants to address with future reveals. I think we definitely knew it could be controversial for some people because, of course, in the previous 3 Witcher games, Geralt was the protagonist, and I think everyone really loved playing as Geralt. I really love playing as Geralt, so I think we're aware that if some people think right now that they would still prefer Geralt, I do think that's a legitimate concern. So if this is where that concern is coming from, that's valid. The best thing we can do, and I think this is really our goal, is to prove that with Ciri, we can do a lot of interesting things, so we can really make it worth it. Because the decision to have Ciri as protagonist wasn't made yesterday; we started making this a very long time ago. So, talk about a little bit of the story. I mean, I see that. I definitely see that. It's just, while we talk, Mike, I just got to show some of this tech demo.
Yeah, it's man.
It's pretty crazy stuff. Just seeing the level of detail and kind of, Ciri interacting with her horse and seeing all the different, like, they at one point they show off different camera angles, stuff that you can see kind of in real time. They show them all simultaneously, and it's like, it's pretty insane stuff. The level of detail you get, and they show off I was talking about earlier, the horse anatomy and how they're able to
Yeah, they
like go
did a
down to
really good
the
job.
muscle, see all that. That stuff's really cool. Just seeing the world, they're like flying through the world. You're just like, this is like in engine. Like it's just crazy to think about. Just flying, seeing all this, and showing off the weather, and just it's crazy. All this on a base PS5. Like what? Mm.
Yeah, it better be on a base PS5. Usually they put that watermark on the video, and I don't see it there. They just said it is.
Yeah,
But I absolutely hope it is true. I mean, dude, it looks phenomenal. One of the things that it reminds me of, and I know I mentioned at the beginning of the podcast, is the Rise of the Tomb Raider trailer and
yeah,
walking through and like seeing all this different stuff, dude. It's phenomenal. Like it was one of the first games that I played where I was like, holy crap, this is next gen. And Rise of the Tomb Raider came out like 2014 or 15. So that's very, very cool. And this is another one of those moments of like, oh crap, this is gonna be nice. And to be honest, the video isn't even in 4K, it's 1080p. But you can tell it's like, okay, there's definitely detail there. It definitely looks good. I'd very much like to see the full thing. But bringing up the main reason I brought up like Rise of the Tomb Raider or Tomb Raider in general is because the main character is Lara Croft, and that's a female protagonist who's just a total freaking badass. So awesome. Such a good character. Um, Quite honestly, I wish they would create an accurate depiction of her in movies or a TV show because she's so cool. But I don't think like Gerald is an absolute awesome, awesome character, and he was the first protagonist for the last 3 games. But it might be time for a change. I hope they don't kind of backtrack too much and go into this whole but we need to have a male character still. We
yeah,
have to go with Gerald. It's like own it. If you're gonna do Ciri, own it and go all the
yeah,
way. That would be my take.
yeah,
Because she could still be who she is, but she could also be a Witcher because she's a Witcher. She's not a princess, really.
yeah.
You know,
It's just crazy seeing her walk with like the robe or the cape or just
it looks
seeing how
smooth.
it interacts and like how the swords clink together. I'm pretty sure there's like an audio for it when she's walking. You just hear the swords. It's like it's just there's no clipping, no nothing. It's just everything is everything just
Oh yeah.
looks real. And like yeah, they show off too how it seamlessly goes from gameplay to cutscene like just without there's no kind
Yes,
of no loading screens,
dude.
no cuts, no nothing. It just seamlessly transitions. So
That's one of the coolest things that I think video games have kind of lost. There was an era where they were like, okay, crappy quality. Okay, awesome cutscene that's
yeah,
like
yeah,
professionally produced in Hollywood. Back to crappy quality. It's like I kind of prefer quality to be consistent all the way through. I don't want to be taken out of the game because there's a lot of imagination that can come into video games. Like if you go back and you play your old games that you haven't played in 10 years, think of your favorite game ever. You'll go back and be like, "Oh, wow, the graphics are like kind of bad, but the story's still good, the
yeah,
gameplay feels good, but like this kind of looks like trash." A good example of that, and I will encourage everybody because it was such a popular game, most people played it, is Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Any of them that you played, go back, watch the quality. It looks like trash, but they seamlessly, aside from like the skate demo videos to get people hyped to go skating because that was part of the culture. But like if you played American Wasteland or the ones with Rob, what's it called, Bam Margera being the main like figurehead for the Tony Hawk Pro Skater lineage before his whole arc went downhill, he was like the host for like American Wasteland,
yeah,
and it was the same quality the whole way through, including the cutscenes. And for me, that sticks with me better
yeah,
than branching out and doing the production stuff.
yeah, for
But
sure.
the fact that they don't have to worry about this anymore, and it's almost as good and sometimes better in certain ways, um, that they don't have to take it to like a production down in Hollywood and get like professional actors. It's all done within the game now.
Yeah,
Very cool.
yeah,
It looks
but yeah,
clean too.
another thing they showed too is just kind of the how alive the world is. Outside of just what Ciri's doing and she's
Oh
interacting
yeah.
in her own dialogue. They kind of show like, oh, if you look off to the stall in the market that's like
Everything's going.
right down the street, it's like there's NPCs haggling for fish and all sorts of goods
Yeah.
and it's like,
Rewind it real quick.
yeah.
I want to show you something that you would never see in like old video games. Stop right here.
Oh,
It's right where it pans away from this market of NPCs communicating and doing trade. I'll try to be descriptive for the people that are just watching, but it pan or just listening. But they pan away and they go to a stage where jesters are, and they're performing and they're trying to like basically get money. And there's like a band playing, right? Watch the jester is juggling. Look at the
Yeah.
shadows on the deck. You
That's
can
that's very
see
yeah.
it.
I
Yeah,
love that. It's
I've never
crazy.
seen that in a video game that I can remember.
It's so detailed. It really it has me excited for like the GTA stuff too. Cause they're just watching that second trailer, just seeing the level of
Oh yeah.
detail. It's like just
Oh yeah, dude.
those little things. It's like we didn't talk about the trailer much on the podcast, but like that second trailer, like going back and rewatching it a couple times, it's like just the amount of flexing they did in the details. Just that
Dude.
like just the beer bubbles. Like they have a beer sitting on
Oh
a
yeah.
on the coffee table at a home. And it's like midday, and you just see like the bubbles just kind of rising, and the beer
Dude.
just sitting there. It's like it's that level of detail. It's like they don't have to do that, but they
But they
clearly made sure that was in the shot just so they could show off, and you gotta love that. It's just so
dude,
good.
my GPU is already melting
I'm gonna
preemptively.
have to like I'm gonna have to deep clean, upgrade, and it's gonna be
Oh,
crazy.
dude. Oh yeah. I'm gonna just start putting away money on the side, just like, all
I,
right,
I
just
should too,
put this in a little
honestly.
piggy bank and stuff so you
You
can
know,
save up and get the best quality
I mean,
GPU that your motherboard can handle.
the earliest we're getting that game on PC is a year and a half, so
Sure.
you got time,
That's a
dude.
good point.
Got time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. The 60 series is probably gonna be full force by the time that game comes out. PC, so
You're probably right. That's the scary part.
yeah, it's crazy, man. But yeah, dude, this Witcher tech demo, seeing the world, they just have it like a still shot. This still shot here. They have this world that they're showing off. It's just like
It looks like you can go
it's
there.
insane. Yeah, it does. It's like something in the world that you could
Yeah.
visit.
You know what I very much like with The Witcher and the way CD Projekt Red and Rockstar even do their games? They base it in a reality where you think it could exist, but then they add elements where it's like it's truly fantasy. Like
Yep.
they're really good with that with like Red Dead Redemption. They're really good with that with the Witcher because if you look at the screenshot, you're like, oh wow, that like looks like I can actually go there. That looks like it could be in a world that is in like on Earth and it's
Yep.
human. But then you really look at it, it's like that looks like nothing in the world. It's just inspired enough that it looks like it could be part of your like universe
Yeah.
and your reality. And it's like, but it's fantasy. It's such a cool concept that their artists do.
Yeah.
Um, it
I know
seems to
what
be
you
a
mean.
theme with everything they do.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's finding that balance, and they do it well. So
Oh yeah.
it's I don't know, man, dude. Yeah, just after watching this, especially like from a performance standpoint, just seeing this on a base PS5, it's like when I was watching it, and
Yeah,
they
yeah.
said this is on a base PS5, and just like 60 FPS ray tracing on a base PS5.
Yeah,
Like we're there, we're here. Um,
I guess so.
it's like it's one of those things like the engines is starting to tailor to the hardware we have, and they're not trying
Finally.
to like go
Finally.
above and beyond, break everything. It's
For
like
their
we need to stay within our confines. Like these GPUs, they're getting too big for the britches. We gotta
yeah, man.
optimize the software around it. That's the only thing we control right now. So a
You know what it reminds me of? Holy crap. You ever watch Dragon Ball? Dragon Ball Z?
little bit,
Okay, so there's
a
a
bit.
scene where basically they go Super Saiyan and then they're trying to break through, go past Super Saiyan and go to Super Saiyan 2, but the earliest form they can get is like these big, bulky, super powerful, like Super Saiyan versions that
Yeah,
it's like crazy powerful, surpasses, but they don't have the mobility. It's not until Gohan figures it out that he can maintain his physical like stature, like what stature,
yeah,
and then branch out and still be super powerful and super fast. And I think that's where we are with GPUs. But they need extra power. They have to
yeah,
be super sized. They take up way too much space in your cases,
yeah,
and they demand insane amount of performance out of them for games that are like it can run a play on a PlayStation,
yeah.
and I'm using 90% utilization. Like, what? That doesn't seem efficient.
Where's your optimization?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so funny. It's true. Very true. Speaking of upcoming games that we just talked about, we have a new one.
Yeah. So I'm pretty excited about this one. This is gonna be interesting to talk about. So it's coming from a PlayStation blog this week. They're unveiling 007 First Light. Dude, when was the last time there was a 007 game? I honestly cannot remember. I'm a huge 007 fan, just in general.
Can't
I
either.
watched all the movies, played all the games.
There was a
Absolutely love it.
yeah, there was I think there was one on the Wii. I think Quantum Solace or something on the Wii. I remember that.
Quantum Solace was a fire game. When was the last 007 game?
So
Let's see.
insane.
007 Legends in 2020. Come on.
Come
Come
on.
on, guys.
Let's have an
Come on,
actual
give
game.
me.
Let's be real.
Yeah, what is this? A card game? Holy crap. No, 007 Legends came out in 2012, and before that it was 007 Bloodstone and then 007 Reloaded. So 007 Legends was PS3, Xbox 360, Windows, and Wii U. My goodness. That is
Untapped
so
market.
funny.
That's what I'm
I
hearing.
don't remember this game at all. It had Daniel Craig in it. Everybody hated him for some reason. A bunch of haters. They don't like blonde people, man. I'm telling you. Anyways, uh, let's get into it. So, 007, First Light, IO Interactive's James Bond action adventure game. So, today, as of the time of this blog post, today is a special day for us at IO Interactive. During today's State of Play, we officially unveiled 007 First Light, our upcoming third person action adventure game centered at a standalone reimagining of James Bond's origin coming out in 2026. You can watch the trailer below to get the first taste of what's to come in 007 First Light. And for those of you that want to go to check out the trailers and this is your first time hearing about it, links are in the description below. Click on YouTube, all that kind of stuff. By the developers of Hitman. Hitman, honestly, super popular game. So to have IO Interactive working on the 007 game is an incredible honor. To be able to harness all the expertise or experience and craftsmanship we have been honing for the last 25 years to create a James Bond adventure is a unique journey for the studio, and we are thrilled to have this opportunity. So Sony is pretty stoked. So earn the number. This is Bond as you've never seen him before. The youngest Bond fans have ever met. In 007 First Light, at only 26 years old,
Oh baby.
he isn't the fully fledged 007 you know from the Tux and Martini days, but a man with the sharp instincts, sometimes reckless, who is still learning when to fight, when to bluff, and when to disappear into the shadows. In 007 First Light, Bond starts as a Navy air crewman when, against all odds, an audacious act of bravery propels him on MI6's most challenging training program. This training, coupled with his natural instinct, wits, and heart, will see him grow into a fully fledged spy. It's a completely original standalone story developed in collaboration with Amazon MGM Studios. So play as James Bond, next section in the blog. The trailer gives you a taste of what's to come. You'll be able to travel the world and discover exciting locations from snow-drenched mountains to sun-soaked beaches. You will, of course, get to meet and interact with some of the characters who have become synonymous with the James Bond franchise, such as M, Q, and Money Penny. It's actually pretty sick, to be honest. I like this whole concept so far. You will also discover new ones, including Greenway, Bond's mentor in the story, who will teach him the modus operandi advocated for MI6 agents, or at least try to. With a varied gameplay mixing intense combat, full throttle driving, stealth, and cutting edge gadgets, you'll be able to fully immerse yourself in a world filled with deception and danger, powered by our proprietary engine, Glacier. So it's coming in 2026. 007 First Light begins here. We'll be sharing details about gameplay, story, and more later this year. The game is set to release on PlayStation 5 in 2026. 007 First Light will be enhanced for PlayStation 5 Pro using PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution, PSSR is what it's abbreviated to, and having optimized performance with the game playable at 60 FPS in quality mode. You can wishlist 007 First Light today. James Bond has officially returned. What do you think, man?
I absolutely love the idea of go and play the trailer. Absolutely love the idea of the young James Bond and trying
Yeah.
something kind of new as opposed to trying to recreate an already told story in a way.
Yes,
So I love that
agree with
approach. But I mean, just looking at the gameplay, it just looks like a banger, dude. This looks like
It looks
quality
like a
AAA is what this looks like.
Yeah.
So
Update that what's it called? That quality. It goes up to 2160.
Ooh.
I don't think it really matters because you're recording in like 1080.
Yeah, I
right?
only have 1080. Yeah, 1080 is all that matters
Yeah.
to me.
So what's the point? Yeah.
But I mean, the compression on the 4K video at 1080 is way better anyway, so
That's a
it's a
good
good
point. Yeah.
1080. But yeah, just seeing this, I mean, I think like when I first saw like because when they first showed the trailer, like I wasn't like fully paying attention, so I saw like I saw this interaction between these two people, and I was like, oh, this looks interesting. Kind of looks. I wasn't sure what it was at first, and then they showed James Bond. I was like, oh, this is the 007 game. That was rumored. Yeah, it just looks really good. It looks interesting. Looks like a good take. I'm just hoping for a well-made game. I really really hope the story hits. They do a good job there. That's my only hope because at least graphically and stuff, this game looks like it is it.
Yeah, I'm hoping it looks good too. I'm wondering what era they're in though. Does it explicitly say? I'm just trying to guess based on like the clothing, what everybody's got, and then the vehicles. It's kind of sort of all over the place because we just saw like a brand new Range Rover.
Yeah,
But then there's other scenes where it's like, I don't know, maybe it's a modern take in
yeah,
a
maybe.
more modern era. This is gonna be very much like a canon kind of attitude, I'm sure. But it does look fun. It looks pretty cool. The cutscenes look sick. Maybe this could be a more intense version of the Splinter Cell game that I've always wanted. Or it could just be similar to Hitman, because it is from the makers of Hitman.
Yeah, same studio, so yeah, it probably would lead a little more towards Hitman, I'd say, but I don't know, man. I'm curious to see what the studio does since they do Hitman. Kind of like change of
Yeah.
pace on a new IP for them. So, yeah, dude, I'm fully intrigued. Can't wait to see more gameplay. Obviously, as we can presume, especially from the blog, it's like that 30 FPS is probably going to be base PS5. Get that 30 FPS.
Yeah.
Want that 60? You may have to get the Pro. But hey,
Yeah, but it did say it's in quality mode at
yeah,
60 FPS. That's a pretty big deal.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. Pretty big deal.
I'm sure they have like a performance mode that does do the quality. But the fact that they're like, yeah, it's still gonna look good at 60 FPS, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing that could hold it back is using the Glacier engine. Probably the only thing that has the potential to hold it back.
Honestly,
It ain't no
you
Unreal.
might be right.
But
Yeah.
I mean, it still looks really good. I mean, graphically, so it's really just
Yes.
performance would be kind of like a thing where it's like, all right, I want to see some gameplay before I
Sure.
give a full opinion. I think.
Honestly, too, it's going more and more into that scope of uh, PlayStation IPs are kind of what matter, and like how long we always had Spider-Man always on the PlayStation, or was it God of War or Last of Us? These games that are solely on the PlayStation are going to sell. I think 007 has the potential to be another one of those IPs. I mean, it just looks good, dude. And I'm excited because they're kind of selling me on the story.
Yeah, no, it's a take that I think could work, assuming assuming the gameplay's good. So, yeah, that's got me excited too. It's not just. I'm glad it's not just retelling one of the main stories. I think just giving the studio and the writers a chance to sort of reimagine his younger years and get a side of James Bond like we really haven't seen on movies or TV or anything. I think it's definitely piqued my interest for sure.
Heck yeah, man. I agree. It looks good. I'm just that one's kind of got me excited. Also, The Witcher 4 has me super excited, although we're probably gonna have to wait like another couple of years.
Yeah,
They're over here just like, yeah, check it out. We're doing this in Unreal Engine 5. And I'm sure a couple of interns had the task of exporting the actual game files into this area and then coming up with some type of strategic plan.
Yeah.
So to like showcase
Perhaps.
the model.
Yeah. So this is the thing. There was a PlayStation State of Play today. I got a chance to watch through it before we did the show. I must say, so for me, out of 10, told you it's probably about a 4 to a 5. Like this was the thing. 007 was probably the one game where I was like, that was one of the ones that really piqued my interest. Seeing that they did do a Silent Hill F reveal. They finally showed the next Silent Hill entry. It actually does look pretty interesting. So I think it's coming out like September. It's like right around the corner. So we'll see. If I'm able to get my hands on that outside of a PlayStation, might check that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was that. There's also like a Marvel fighting game that actually looked like pretty good, and it was made by a Japanese studio that, and the art style and everything, it looked like there was potential there. So we'll see. I'm not huge into fighting games, but I was impressed with what I saw. I was like, okay, like this is actually an interesting take on like Marvel and that universe, and they're adding
It
some
is.
special designs into some of the characters, and it looks different, so that's good. Um, yeah, there's a couple like little sort of small things as well, or like small little, I don't know, indies or kind of just like games that clearly weren't as big, but piqued my interest. So it was for me, I think the second half is certainly more intriguing than the first half overall for me. So I mean,
Yeah, that's kind of fair to be
think
honest.
I think it's probably worth a watch for anyone, but yeah, it's certainly not like it's one of those things like it's certainly not like a showcase level where it's like they're showing all the next big games and all that. It wasn't that at all. I think it was kind of just like they had like 007, they had a couple other things, but it wasn't a. I think they were kind of holding back still on some of the bigger reveals. So we'll see if Summer Games Fest shows anything. We'll also see kind of the next. I'll be curious. The next showcase will probably be the big one. I have a feeling.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the Summer Games Fest is going to be sort of the selling point for most developers, I think. There's this week has been kind of dry. However, I mean, it was just really cool to honestly, I feel like talking about the game engines and upcoming games that are showcased on these new engines, and finally we're getting some IPs that are perfect for the PlayStation 5 Pro. I was literally just talking to one of my buddies earlier about how, like, I would probably buy like something like the Nintendo Switch 2 had it launched with a brand new Zelda, brand new Mario, and a brand new Mario Party. Um, but it didn't, and it's like, yeah, I don't really think I want to. I'm not going to run to the door and go get these things. Where it's good to see it's now taken like more and more time for releases to come out and to showcase these new games on these new engines, and it's only going to get better, I think. I'm very much excited and looking forward to the Summer Games Fest, but this was a good taster. I like this idea. Hopefully we get some more information, honestly. Like
Oh
better
yeah,
gameplay, not just this little quick
yeah,
trailer.
yeah. They said at the end that later on in the summer they're going to show gameplay. So we'll
Yeah, yeah.
see. See then. But yeah, I don't know. As we
Make it
excited for
better,
sure.
man.
I oh man, I just I'm excited for Summer Game Fest. I'm excited for the Xbox Showcase on Sunday.
Same.
It's gonna be a good weekend for reveals and stuff. I have a feeling, but
Yeah.
also look, if this year ain't it, just know 2026. I feel like it's gonna be a banger, 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 banger. I don't know.
I think you're right, dude. Nobody wants to come out the same year that Grand Theft Auto comes out, unless Grand Theft Auto absolutely busts. That's the only time. But I don't see that happening.
It just ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen.
No chance.
There's no way.
Sure, but pretty cool, man.
Yeah, cool stuff, dude. Good stuff.
Alrighty, sir. I think that's it for the articles for this week. Should we kind of wrap it up? Do you have
I
anything else you
agree.
want to add?
I have nothing else, dude. Just watch Summer Games Fest. We'll probably
Back
cover
to
some of it next week. Give our opinion.
probably only a little bit. No, we're probably gonna come out with like a full episode, just breaking it down, talking about what we like. I think that might be the plan because every single time around this year, Summer Games Fest, the following week, nothing. Like just absolutely nothing. Because everybody just releases everything for
Yeah.
the Summer Games Fest. The only time I think we've had something to talk about was a studio shutting down or didn't show up to Summer Games Fest. Some type of like, oh wow, okay, that's not good
Yeah.
kind of topic. Yeah.
And there could be some of that. We'll see.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, brother. So let's let the people go and remind everybody, first of all, if you want to check out anything that we did cover, links were in the description below. You can check those out. It'll take you to the articles that we covered that you saw on screen if you're watching on video. Um, like, subscribe, follow, all those things. Social media links are in there too. We appreciate everybody for listening. And that's really all I got to say. Kyle, you want to add anything? Give you one more
I got
chance.
notes. I got
You ain't got
notes.
nothing. Then we'll close it out like we usually do. This has been the MT Podcast. I'm Michael Anthony. That's KyleHeath. And we'll see you guys next week for the Summer Games Fest recap. And keep gaming. We'll see you later.
Keep gaming.
Adios.